Well, hey folks, today I'm going to be a total shill for one of these discs. And you got to come back after the intro to find out. Okay guys, I'm still recovering. I haven't been outside. This is the first time I've been outside in the sun in almost 2 weeks. Just been kicking my butt and I'm still coughing and all. I feel, I still kind of vibrate. This is going to be the most exercise I've done in a while. And so I was going to take out a batch of these. I'm still going to do my gateway. I have a whole stack of gateway that I'm going to do its own separate video on. And I was going to try to show some of these, but I decided just the way I'm feeling, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out. I have 4 mid-ranges, and to be honest, 3 mid-ranges, because I have the prototype, the Bel Air from Climo, then I have the Canyon from Jesse and Trash Panda, and then I have 2 prototype balances. And this is where I could be a shill, because I paid for all these discs except for this one. My buddy Donny over at DFX Disc was gracious enough to give me one of these at the end of the Expo. So I'm going to put this one to the side. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to try these 3 mid-ranges. Just see how they fly and take you around, and we'll do like 4 holes. Just see how they go, because that's about all I can do today. I'm really on the recovery phase, so this is not going to be that exciting. So I've got these 3 that I'm going to take around. I will also plug one other thing. I got this a couple weeks ago, and you know I love my walking and running rounds, and I like to keep things minimal around here. And so I decided to pick up this from Infinite Disc, and it's literally just a side leg holster that'll hold 3 to 5. I usually get 5 discs in here if I want, but this is perfect if you're just doing walking rounds, etc. Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not going fashion out here. I mean, look at me, come on now. But I really do like it. It's like 12, 14 bucks for, I think it was 14. And the thing is, Matt over at Staggered Stance gave me this at the Expo, and I was like, oh, I'll put this in the pocket. He 3D printed this, and it is just, I think I can get it in, but it's not coming back out for quite a while. But so anyway, if you're interested in doing some walking rounds or something like that, take a look at it. It's got this strap on the back, but you also could just run your belt through it. But just this little thing, throw it in my motorcycle saddlebag, it's perfect. Throw a few discs in, and I'm ready to roll. So anyway, I don't think, I was planning on wearing this and doing all this, but my motivation was this high, and my body is about here right now. So I think we're just gonna take these 3 mid-ranges. I'm actually gonna throw all 4 just to get a feel for them, and then we're gonna play about 4 holes with this. Is that okay? It's a Tuesday when this comes out. Hopefully I can have a little bit more on Thursday, be feeling a little bit better, but we shall see. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So anyway, let me grab these discs, put this other stuff away, and we'll throw a little bit. Okay, so this will be helpful for you folks that have a little bit slower arm speed, because that's all I got today. I am not going to try to kill these. I am just trying to throw them and get a feel for them. This, in essence, is once again a non-scientific scientific test here. By the way, do y'all have sticker issues like I do? I need to peel this off, but I know it's going to be nasty, so I can't do it right now. But I immediately want to peel all the stickers off this stuff. I see people playing with stickers still on it. It hurts me a little inside. So I'm going to do it for today. Please forgive me. Let me know in the comments if that drives you crazy. Okay, so starting out, we have the Canyon, which says it's an overstable mid-range from Jesse, Trash Panda. Then I've got the Bel Air from Ken that says it's a 5402. But from what I've seen online, it's a little flippier than that maybe. And then I have 2 of the new, I think these are both the Model 3 prototype balances. One could be a 2, one could be a 3, but they're trying to, the first balance that came out in the gyro box was like a pyro, extra overstable. I think these are gonna be a little straighter. I'm hoping they're a little straighter. But so I'm gonna throw all 3 of these. The good news is I can't remember which one I paid for and which one Donnie gave me. So whichever one I like the most, I'll pretend I paid for it. And we'll go from there. How's that for unbiased? All right. So I'm not even going to try to give these full rip the first time. This is going to be part of my warm-up. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw them straight and see how much they fade back to the left, starting with the Canyon. Yep, threw that a little soft, but just straight and nice fade. All right, let's go with the Bel Air. Yeah, so the Bel Air is definitely more understable, but it then faded out at the end. Now, I haven't thrown a disc in about almost 2 weeks, so these are not my mightiest throws. All right, we'll start with is that orange, green, orange? I think it's orange. Yeah, I definitely think this is the one I like better just because of the color. I threw that slightly on high as a little nose up, so it wasn't a perfectly flat shot, but a nice, definitely not as dumpy as the first run of the balance. Still getting a little nose up. Good, I wanted to hit that tree at least once in the practice because that's what you want to do with new discs. But yeah, let me go get them and let's try it again. By the way, I love getting to see some of you guys out at the Expo. Make sure if I do make it to Texas, I'm going to try that you give me a holler there. Really good to see you folks. All right. So the prototype, I threw it once and it's a little more flippy. And I'm just going to try to throw these out. I'm not even going to try to get all the way to the basket because I just don't have it in me right now, I don't think. I'm going to try to throw these smooth and flat so you can see kind of their flight. The plastic feels good, by the way. Oh. And when I said smooth and flat, I'm going to throw it right into the ground. It's funny. I was throwing into the ground out in Massachusetts. I don't know what it is. All right, let's try this again. Definitely flat or a little bit low still, but you see. So we've got there's a bit of a crosswind here, and you could see it was trying to go out, but it was holding a little bit. But that's still, I was thinking it was going to be a lot more stable than that. That's just a nice stability to it. I mean, it's got stability, but it's not like crazy dumpy. So yeah, I like that. I threw that pretty flat, and you saw it was just pushing and then faded at the end. Now granted, there's still a little bit of wind there, but it wasn't, that compared to the last balance, that last balance would have been over by the blue basket. It would just dumped, and that one pushed. I like that. All right, let's go grab them. All right, let's give them another test. Well, actually, yeah, I'm throwing down this thing, sorry. So put that on a little more anhyzer. So let's see if it'll fade back. Nope, just caught a little to the left. That's better, but yeah, I got that over on edge and that wind is going to keep it down. All right, one more. All right. Well, seeing as how we got wandering people, let me go help them out and I'll help you out in just a minute. Okay, first impressions with a total of 2 hole throws from each of them. First off, I know the color is part of the whole process or whatever, but man, I've almost lost this twice. This is hard for me color-wise. I'm sitting here going, ooh, I could spray paint or something. Basically do everything that would counteract the fact that he's trying to reduce the footprint of these discs. But I struggle a little bit with this. This one feels almost a little bit like a harp to me, sort of. That's kind of my first impression. These two feel very similar in some ways, even profile, more blunt profile, but not that different in the hand. Yeah, these feel pretty similar. This one feels the most different of the 3, a little more chunkier, if that makes sense. I feel like glide potential, distance potential. The Canyon is a little bit more shorter and dumps out a little bit more. So let's try them again. I'm gonna start with the Canyon. I'm just releasing early on that one. That one's terrible. All right, we'll go with the balance. Yep. Some of it definitely does come down to hand feel, and I like a little thinner profile, and so these feel better in my hand. It changes for everybody. You've got to kind of know what feels good for you. All right, let's go with I'm gonna try to put this on this much angle, see how it does. Yeah, so you see that initial flight, I put it on a little too much hyzer, but it then flipped up. It tried to fight, and then came back that way. So it's not quite as flippy as an uplink. I'd probably say this is a -1, maybe 1.5 flippiness. It's just what I'm saying. Let's go grab it one more time. I'll try, heaven forbid, I'll try a forehand. Let's try some forehands. after all these cars get done doing whatever the heck they're doing. Sounds like we might have a little car issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw. You want me to help? Hey, let me come help. All right, so let's try the forehands on these. Now I'm gonna be throwing these over to the left so I can keep them out of the water. I'm just gonna try to throw it out at that tree, a little bit to the left of the tree and let it fade back. I'm gonna start with the canyon. Like I said, I'm gonna aim it exactly at the tree. That's my goal. All right, so let's do the balance. I got a little wobble on it, but it's not bad. It held up. Let's face it, I get wobble, so that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Let me turn you just a little bit more. Now the flippier one, I'm gonna try to throw this with a little hyzer and see if I can get it to ride a little. Yep, with that tailwind, yep. It's my best of the three. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go grab them and then we're gonna play 4 holes just for some fun. All right, so here we go. A quick 3 or 4 hole round with these guys. Try to give you a little flavor for them. All right, let's start with the canyon. By the way, somebody said to me, hey, why do you hold the other disc in your hand when you throw? Well, let's face it, I've thrown a million discs, and you know how many times I've thrown with another disc in my hand. I think at this point, it doesn't make that big a difference for my form in some ways. I'm not being that scientific about it, but also it just speeds up the ability to throw and do other things. So yes, I know if I'm playing in a tournament, I'm not holding discs, but when I'm out here messing around, a lot of times I'll just hold discs because that's how I do it a lot of the time. So we want to be both scientific, but also real. Real life, I'm holding this. All right, so now this one, I got to give it a little more oomph. I just keep, me and that hand grip aren't the best buds. I'm doing that repeatedly. I got to be able to pull through it, and for some reason I'm not. All right, let's do a little flip up. That should be nice. Now just cruise. Go, 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 miss that tree. A little kiss off the tree, not bad. All right, now the balance. That's nice. You see it went out. It's got a little dump off. Okay, yeah, I'm a little biased because I love my vector and I'm wanting a new line that can kind of take the place of my vector. So you know me, sorry, it's biased. I'm a shill, even though I paid for these things. Okay, I got one of them for free, but nobody's paying me for any of this. I really do like a lot of the MVP, especially the mid-ranges, how they fly for me. I'm not saying that's the key for everybody. This one wants to hide just a little bit on me. All right, this will be a good test. Almost. Now this is not a putting video, but we'll just. Yep, all right, not bad. Sorry, Jesse. And I enjoyed getting to meet Jesse, good guy. But so far, to be honest, I feel like I could grab these two and they could easily slide in for my reactor and my uplink almost very easily right now. It's not quite uplink, the prototype Climo, the Bel Air. It's flippy, but it's not as flippy as the uplink. Maybe a detour, that may be where it's getting closer to. Okay, so I'm gonna play that was hole 6, I'm gonna play hole 7, hole 10, and hole 18. Because they're fairly straight shots with a little bit of action to them that I would throw a mid on. And they're also close by because my energy level is pretty low with this flu. So yeah, I'm not putting trying every shot on this stuff just to get a feel. We're gonna go to the blue basket down here. It's a straight shot. So ideally, prototype, just a little flip up, go, and then fade back. The prototype, well, they're all prototypes, duh. The balance, a little bit more anhyzer, push, and then fade at the end. And then I'm gonna have to give this one more anhyzer to carry it out here because it's gonna dump a little bit more. All right, let's go. I'm gonna start with the Bel Air. Yeah, so it's probably about a -1 flip. I was expecting a little more flip. You can see it went up, but it didn't roll all the way over to flat. So maybe a -1, -1, 2.5. How about that? Forget you MVP with your 1.5s. 1.2.5. All right, let's try the balance. They're nice throws, but yeah, they're just that stability. I didn't quite get enough anhyzer for it to push over this way. It just went out, but they're not dumping, and that's so much better than the first iteration of the balance. All right, this one's going to dump a little more. I've also got a little tailwind here now. Yeah, see how much that's going to fight? Yeah. Sorry, Jesse. I'm beating up your disc. Let's face it also, my bias is more towards straight and understable. I don't throw as much overstable. I don't do as much flex lines as flip hyzers. And so my attitude's already going to be shading more towards the other two than Trash Panda's Canyon, just because of personal preference. Nothing to say about the quality of the disc. It's what my game is used to. That being said, I think he said nobody's hit a hole-in-one with the Canyon yet, so I really kind of should go out here and just do some ace runs, but I don't have the energy for it. I am liking the approach shot so far, all of one. Let's see how we do with the second one. So Jesse has built a disc that's a tree magnet. That's all I can. That's the only excuse I can have for why these discs are hitting trees, because I don't hit trees. I am that good. I never hit trees. Jesse, you've messed up. You've done messed up, Ron. These things keep hitting trees, and it's all your fault. That was such a bad approach shot. I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm glad at least I paid for this, so if he had given it to me, I would have felt bad treating it like this. All is forgiven if I throw this in. I wish I did that intentionally and that this was a bit, because that would make my heart feel a lot better than what I just did. Can I blame it on the sickness? Oh, I'm too weak. I'm sorry. I've messed up the... Gosh. I just threw that right into a tree after joking about it being a tree magnet. That's terrible. Well, better. At least I didn't hit a tree, but... All right. Well, both discs are 3 feet from each other. And here's a test. I'm going to try to throw them through this tight gap, see what I can do. Well, I made the gap. Okay. I had to do a scientific test to see if I could hit a tree with another disc. And the answer is yes. Yes, I can. Moving on. I was talking to Gannon about some different things. He did a conference, some Q&As and whatever, and he talked about quality of discs. Got me thinking about some stuff that I'm going to be noodling over. But one of the things that we talked about is that he is going to be touring next year, and Sullivan Tipton, my buddy Sully, is going to be going around with them. So that's going to be really cool that Sully and Gannon are going to be hanging out. So definitely give both of them some love. All right, so now I'm just going to be honest, I'm just going to throw this out and see if I can keep this in the middle of the fairway. All right, pretty good. You can see it is a no-nonsense, just goes out and fades. It's not trying to do anything special. I thought I'd put a decent, I was probably flat, but I felt like I was doing this. I think lately I've been dropping a little more than I think. But yeah, all right, so now we're gonna do the prototype. I'm just gonna try to keep this nice and flat. Yeah, see my timing's off. I've got early here instead of there. All right, Ken, trusting in you, champ. This is the one that I was hoping for. If I do it right, get a little late flip down there and push to the basket. Nope. good throw. It just doesn't have enough flip. I need to throw that flatter. I keep assuming uplink, and it's more close to detour, even a little less than detour. It's got this instead of this. Still like it. All right, so I had to go get a ricochet, found my prototype. Also picked up a Saint that was literally hiding in a cave by the creek. But so I'm gonna throw these. This will be a better test for these two, just a forehand from here. Not the Saint, but the prototypes. All right, I'm gonna try to throw this right at that big pine tree, and hopefully the stability is gonna carry it back to the right. Yep. Oh, tree roll. Interesting. All right, this one I want a little more touch. I'm gonna try to, boy, that tree's right where I kind of like to bring it out here. Let's have a little fun though. I'm gonna go under the tree. Well, that's one way to go under the tree. Y'all been hit with the flu. You just feel washed out. That's how I'm feeling right now. Oh, there's Ken. He's in good shape. It seems like everybody's got the flu right now or something going. Everybody's sick. That's where on something a little less stable, you forget it's not gonna fight out and kind of hit the air brakes as much. It's actually gonna ride that float down so it can push farther past it if you're not careful. So I rode my motorcycle here because one of the things that happens when you go on a trip is you leave things that need to be done till afterwards, and my car is having some issues. So I throw my discs into the saddlebags of my motorcycle, not thinking I might pick up an extra one because I am going to be tight getting all these back. But don't worry, folks. I won't leave a soldier behind. By the way, just because I'm that kind of jerk, can you see temperature? Yeah, it's 71 here. I went up to that stupid snow-forsaken place. Yeah, look what it did. It almost killed me. All right, we're not throwing the Saint. We're just going for the yellow basket. This will be the chance. Better get you over here. Here's my ace run chance. We'll start with the canyon. After this car decides what it wants to do. Parking on the grass is always nice. Oh, it's nice, but no ace run. A little bit left of the basket. I had an inkling for a minute there. Let's make sure you can see. All right, we'll do the prototype. Now that's gonna not stable up enough. Kick off the tree. Almost. Finally, the balance. Nope. Shapa! That's kind of how my day feels. And with the car horn going off, that's all I got for today. Guys, I like all three of this, let's face it. I'm not as discriminating as Gannon Burr. I love a bunch of different discs, and I figured once I figure out the personalities, I can get them to do some pretty good stuff. And granted, I'm not playing tour level stuff. I think some of the stuff he's talking about that I may address later is definitely something to think about, but it's also, we got to figure out our life thing. I mean, he washes every one of his discs. He does all this stuff, which I think is awesome, but I'm questioning how much of that translates into our normal everyday disc golf play. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That's about all I got for today. I really do appreciate you coming around with me. Please like and subscribe. Tell people about this channel. I'm trying to grow it. My goal is I would love to be able to do this full time. I've got some great ideas of where I'd like to take this channel, but I'm working full time, and I've got 4 kids, several of them in college and stuff like that. So this is a long-term goal. I'd love for you to come along with me. And anyway, thank you so much. Hope to see you out on the course.